Hi, my name is Justin Ecker, and I am going to give you a quick demonstration of my game Lucky Horseshoes. And how I started was with my game plan, and I just kind of wrote out things I figured I would need to make this game. Kind of came to me pretty quick. I even made a simple game board layout, as you can see, and then I started working on the rules of how a game of horseshoes would be played out using dice. And obviously, by the name, it involves a lot of luck. There's really actually no skill in this game. It's all based on luck of the roll. So the materials I needed were a notebook, one to make the game plan, and two to use as a scoreboard, the pencil obviously to write down the score. Then I had a marker to help me write on the actual game board of where each roll would be, like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5, like write it where, like, if you rolled a 5 you'd land on this part of the game board. And then I used scissors to fit the construction paper on the game board and glue to glue the construction paper. And I had paper clips that I used for all 4 of the horseshoes. And then I had construction paper, which obviously just was used to make the game board look more colorful and feel more like a horseshoe field, I guess. I don't know what they call it. I just know there's horseshoe pits. And then I had the cardboard to actually use as the game board. And then I used string as a measuring tool, kind of keep everything straight and make sure I line the stakes up as evenly as possible. And then I had toothpicks that I used as the stakes on the game board. And then I had dice, which obviously you use to move your horseshoes across the game board. And then I had a unique idea with magnets to use them to move the horseshoes, but it didn't really work out for me because I didn't have a table with no top. So, kind of had to scratch that idea for right now. But if I ever wanted to remake this game, I would definitely try to incorporate it. So that's why I put optional next to it. So, here's what my game board looked like finished. It's a pretty simple layout, and I wanted to keep it simple. And I'm pretty proud of it. So that's the game board. And here's an example of play. This is actually the first turn we took, me and my fiance, and before we began, we were each on one side of the game board with all the horseshoes on our side. She chose green, I chose white, and then we each rolled one die each to see who went first. She got to go first, and she rolled a 1, so she moved her horseshoe to the 1. And then she rolled a 5 and got a point, because it's closest to the stake. And then I rolled a 5 and canceled our points. And then I got lucky and rolled a 6 and got a ringer. And obviously the setup of the game is a little different. If you have 4 players, you got, player 1 from team A on one side and player 2 from team B on the same side as player 1. And then you got player 3 from team A on the other side, the opposite side. And then you got player 4 from team B on the opposite side. And that it's set up that way so each player has a chance to get points and take away points from the other player that they're throwing against, or in this case, rolling against. And so here's an example of a ringer in a game. It's worth 3 points, just as in real horseshoes, and you get that by rolling a 6. The stake on the game board represents a 6. You can't see the 5, but I think you get the idea because the 4 is right there. And it's just something that you get in the game. And so I wanted to show that you actually have defense in this game, even though it's all based on luck. But if you roll the same number as someone, as this example in the background, it shows, I rolled a 5, and my fiance rolled a 5 and canceled my point. She got lucky and rolled another 5, and then she got a point of her own. So there is defense, but again, it's all based on luck. And here's my fiance rolling a 6-pack, which is just 2 ringers. You get it by rolling 2 6s, obviously, and then she didn't really want to show her face on camera, so she made these funny faces that expressed her emotions. She thought it was pretty cool. She rolled 2 6s, so I think she's just excited that she's beaten me. And sometimes nobody gets any points. So, I mean, it can make the game last quite a while if you're not getting lucky. And, I mean, she made a sad face, and she kind of pointed out to me that it kind of makes the game a little boring because of, having to wait on luck to get your points, which, I mean, I agreed with her, but I tried to make the game as simple as I could and with the materials that I had. So, yep, sometimes nobody gets any points. And at the last point of the game, you have to make sure that you are 2 points ahead of the other player or players, depending on if you're playing with 2 or 4, to win the game. And that's how you win. And this is the actual score of the game. We played a 2-player game. I lost, and my fiance won. And just in case you're wondering, I had 16, not 66. It kind of looks like that, though, on the piece of paper. And as you can see, she beat me by a long shot. So that was my quick demonstration of my game Lucky Horseshoes. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.